the ferret in your mouth to instigate fight or flight reflex and dropping it down your trousers. And then seal it. Amazingly enough, you have to be sober to participate in this event. And then, of course, you have to see how long you can.
In the heart of rural England, there exists a sport like no other, ferret legging. It's a peculiar pastime that defies logic, a true test of endurance, bravery, and perhaps a touch of madness. This is the story of how ferret legging became a bizarre sport that captivated the imaginations of many. Our tale unfolds in a quaint village nestled among rolling green hills. It was the late 1970s, and word of this strange sport had just begun to spread beyond the borders of the United Kingdom. The village, like many others in the region, had its fair share of odd traditions and rituals, but none could quite compare to ferret legging. It all started with a few adventurous souls who, fueled by curiosity and a penchant for eccentricity, decided to test the limits of human endurance. They sought to answer a simple but confounding question. How long could one endure the sensation of ferrets wriggling around inside one's trousers? The rules were straightforward, and yet the challenge was anything but. Participants were required to wear loose-fitting trousers, often secured at the ankles to prevent any escape routes for the ferrets. The competitors, with spectators gathered around, would then slip not one, but 2 ferrets down their pants, one into each leg. The game was simple. Endure the squirming, scratching, and nibbling for as long as possible. Now, you might wonder why anyone would willingly subject themselves to such an ordeal. Some participants claimed it was a test of bravery, a demonstration of their stoicism in the face of discomfort. Others saw it as a way to prove their connection to the rural traditions of their forebears, and for a select few, it was just the kind of outlandish challenge that made life a little more interesting. As the reputation of ferret legging grew, so did the number of participants and spectators. What had once been a quirky local tradition was now drawing attention from around the country and even overseas. People came from far and wide to witness the spectacle, often with a mix of bewilderment and amusement. The competitors themselves varied greatly in age and background. There were seasoned veterans who had endured ferret legging for years and newcomers looking to make a name for themselves. Each brought their own unique strategy to the challenge. Some would stand stoically, their faces a mask of determination, while others would dance and prance in a futile attempt to distract themselves from the sensation. The ferrets, on the other hand, seemed oblivious to the spectacle they were a part of. They were merely going about their ferret business, exploring this warm, dark, and strangely convoluted new world they had found themselves in. Their natural curiosity often led to them wriggling deeper into the trousers, prompting gasps and laughter from the audience. Competitions could last anywhere from a few minutes to several hours. The world record, as the story goes, stood at an astonishing 5 hours and 30 minutes. That's 5.5 hours of ferrets doing what ferrets do best: exploring, fidgeting, and occasionally nipping. Over the years, ferret legging developed its own set of legends and heroes. There were tales of participants who had befriended their ferrets, giving them names and forming a unique bond during those moments of intimacy. There were also stories of ferrets that had become notorious for their ferocity, earning nicknames like the Claw or the Nipper. As with any sport, ferret legging had its share of controversy and debates. Animal rights activists raised concerns about the welfare of the ferrets involved, prompting organizers to implement strict guidelines to ensure the animals' safety and well-being. Veterinarians were often on hand to monitor the ferrets and ensure they suffered no harm. Despite the debates, ferret legging continued to thrive, fueled by its sheer absurdity and the spirit of those who participated. It became a symbol of the eccentricity and resilience of rural communities, a tradition that brought people together in laughter and wonder. And so the story of Ferret Legging persists, an enduring testament to the human capacity for embracing the bizarre and the inexplicable. Whether you view it as a test of bravery, a connection to tradition, or simply a quirky form of entertainment, one thing is certain: Ferret Legging will forever hold a unique and curious place in the annals of the United Kingdom's peculiar pastimes.